Hello to my all fellow digital marketers, or at least the ones who are aspiring to be. My name is Vishal, and I wish you all a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you who have joined me from different parts of this world, or from any part of this world. Fellow digital marketers, or at least I welcome you all to this session by Great Learning, where we would be talking about digital marketing. It is pretty evident on the screen, and I believe I see people joining in, so we are going to have some fun today. Before we start, I need a quick confirmation from you people if I'm audible to you guys or not. If yes, then quickly say yes in the chat box and we can move further. Meanwhile, I would also like to inform you that Great Learning has come up with Great Learning Initiative. We have a Great Learning Academy which lets you stream free courses. These are 80 plus free courses, and these are made available to you people. If you complete these free courses, you would get a certification on completion. So if you are looking to upskill during this COVID-19 lockdown time, ensure you visit Great Learning Academy and register for those free courses. Having said that, guys, we have also launched Great Learning application. Now this application lets you stream these sessions or courses that we have on Great Learning Academy free of cost, and you also have to, you also get these courses without any ad interruption. So if you wish to download that, make sure you do that as well. Our fellow moderators would throw in the link to the stuff that I've mentioned, and you can take a look at it from there. Having said that, guys, my stream runs like 10 seconds late. Whatever I say reaches to you people 10 seconds late, so I might not see your replies or questions in the chat box right away, but do not worry, I would be answering all your questions. And so that is what I would suggest. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, make sure you put that in the chat box, and I would be taking a look at those questions. I have been streaming these sessions parallelly on my phone. This is where I get all your questions, so I would be answering your questions as well. So guys, this is a fairly new topic, and I hope you all find something nice and new to learn out of it. Let us just go ahead and take a look at the offerings or the agenda for today's session first. So when you talk about the offerings or the agenda, I would start by discussing we would understand what digital marketing is. We'll take a look at why do we need digital marketing. Then we would understand what are the ways, how do you do digital marketing. Now, to be very frank, this is a very vast domain and there are a lot of things that can be done. But let us see a normal or a general approach that you can take to actually go ahead and do well in digital marketing. Then we would understand what are the different types of digital marketing, and along the way I will be giving you a lot of examples. We would also take a look at some of the tools and see how digital marketing is approached. So guys, if you are really interested in digital marketing, I would suggest that you stay through the whole session, because we would be taking a look at some good examples and we would see how digital marketing works in actual. So let us get started. Before that, I would also apologize for the noise that is happening here. Now, if you've attended my previous sessions, you would know that there's a construction that is happening close to my place, and unfortunately they know when I take these live sessions. I think so, because exactly at that time these people start making noise, so there could be some interruptions and disturbances. I apologize for that in advance. Having said that, guys, I believe the stream is clear. Let us go ahead and get started. So let us try and address the first question. What is digital marketing? Now guys, as I've mentioned, I would be expecting some inputs from you people, so I would be throwing in these questions as well, what I feel that you people should also chip into. So do let me know, what do you think about digital marketing in the chat box. I would also be defining it for you people, but let me know what your thought is about digital marketing. What do you think digital marketing exactly is? So make sure you pad up your phones, your laptops, and just reply in the comment letting me know as in what exactly is digital marketing. We'll take a look at those answers as well. I want to know what you people think about it, and once we do that, probably I'll go ahead and answer the question as in what my idea of digital marketing is. Okay, so as I mentioned, my stream runs few seconds late, so even if you people reply, it's gonna take some time for the answers or the replies to come in, so no worries. Meanwhile, I'll start. Okay, so guys, when you talk about digital marketing in particular, the name itself tells you that you use digital platforms to market, right? So when you say marketing, there's anything that you can market, right? It can be an idea, it can be an object, right? It can be a product, probably it can be a belief that you want to convince to someone, right? That's marketing. You basically tell people uh, what you want them to show interest in, what you want them to buy, right? Something like that. So we see that there are a couple of replies coming to the question that I had asked. So Backpack Dreamer says, market where we go digitally and buy things and work, etc. Correct? Making ads using digital platform called DM. I assume that is digital marketing, right? Okay. Digital marketing is reaching out targeted customers using internet. See guys, in a way, all three of you have chipped in, right? Devashish, Ideographic Guru and Backpack Dreamer. All of you have chipped in with right ideas. Rohit Raj Pandey says that digital marketing is the component of marketing that utilizes internet and online based technologies such as desktop, computers, mobile phones, and digital media and platforms to promote. This is a very technical but a very thorough definition, Rohit. Uh, okay, so guys, these are some of the definitions, and you people are spot on. See, one way or the other, all of you are correct, right? I mean, that is what digital marketing is. So if I were to like put it up in simple words, very simple or very generic words, it is the use of electronic medium or digital media, or in simple words, the internet, to make or market your products for business, is called as digital marketing, right? I mean, see, what you do here is, these days everything is moving online, right? Our data is moving online, our stuff is moving online, we interact with people online. Yesterday my wife made me watch a serial that was basically about two people falling in love, and they fell in love through online platform, and all this happened during the COVID-19 time. They showed us in how two different people based in different parts of the country just fall in love. Why? Because they're just communicating through the internet. Now this is something that has been happening, right? What I'm trying to symbolize here is, forget about that serial, that was not a great serial, but the point that I'm trying to make out here is, digital world is something that is here right now. We live our lives digitally to a very great extent. Whether you talk about being at home, right? I mean, what do we do most of the times? Even when we are free, we fire up our phones, we fire up our laptops, TVs, and we start doing all those things like watching videos, taking a look at photos, chatting with people, right? Looking stuff on online websites. My wife is a big shopaholic. She likes shopping online. Her favorite pastime is going online in the night and looking for stuff that she can probably buy. So she needs reasons to shop, right? So that is called as going digital, right? I mean, this is how our life has changed. If I go like some 5 years back from now or 10 years back from now, life was little different. I mean, we were not so used to cell phones, we were not so used to internet, right? But these days, with the advent of Android and all those OS related phones, right, with those different OSs that we have in them, with all the configurations these phones have, and the amount of internet that we people are using, people have realized that everything moving to online platforms is an easy way to sell ideas, concepts, or products to people. And that is what digital marketing helps you achieve, right? It basically lets you create a presence online, right, with the use of electronic medium, social media platforms, and internet, right, to build an image of your product or even of yourself as an individual, right? I mean, when you talk about Salman Khan having a number of followers on Twitter or Instagram, right? So I'm not sure whether he is on Instagram, I'm just giving a random example. So when you talk about these people having millions of fans online, right? So this is nothing but a way of marketing themselves. Yes, people come out of love there, but this is their social presence, and that is what makes them so powerful online. Even if Salman Khan says one thing on his tweet or through his Instagram, it reaches out to these many people. So it is a way of conveying ideas, right? I'm not saying that marketing products in particular, I do not want to frame anyone for doing anything, but the fact is, even if these people say one thing or two, basically that is how they reach out these many masses, and that is what marketing is, right? Reaching out as many people as you can. And when you do it through the medium of digital marketing or through the medium of all these digital platforms using internet, it's called as digital marketing. So guys, I believe the basic definition as to what digital marketing is very clear to you people. There were so many people who had already replied to the question that I had put forth. That in itself is an indicator that you people know what digital marketing is. but as an orator here, it is my job to kind of reiterate few of the pointers. So for people who did not know what it was, I believe the idea is clear to you people. I have given some vague examples, but as we move further, we would talk about more related terms, something that you people can relate more to. Having said that, guys, let us try and understand digital marketing a little more from a business perspective, right? I just mentioned that it can be about building a personal image as well. This is something that we'll talk as we go ahead, but let us take a look at it from a business perspective, right? Let's assume that you want to sell shoes, right? You are basically somebody, a retailer or maybe a shoes producer, and who wants to sell his or her shoes to people around the globe. So basically what you do in normal circumstances is you would actually go ahead and have a shop somewhere, right? And have people who would show those shoes to people who visit the shop and sell it, right? But if you do it online, it would be a little different. First of all, you need to understand who all can buy your shoes, right? Once you know that the possibilities are endless, then you have to figure out what are the medias using which you can reach out to these people online. Can you have an online portal, a presence where you show your shoes and also have ability or capability to have a payment mode there where people can pay? And if they like your products, probably they can buy it, do the payment their way, and somebody from your team delivers those projects to those people, right? So this is an example of digital selling where you use these online medias, something like a Flipkart does, right? Or an Amazon does, where they have their websites online. You can see the products, right? So basically they are marketing their products to you online. And there is a lot of things that happens here. There's machine learning, collaborative filtering and stuff. Even things like these are involved. There's a lot of planning that goes into these things, and based on those, the shoes or whatever product that you're trying to buy are made available to you people through this online media platforms, right? So that is what digital marketing is in a nutshell. And two important things that you need to understand when you do digital marketing is you have to understand what are you trying to do, what is your end goal. Do you understand your customers well enough? Are they available to you? Can you sell the products to them, sell the idea to them? And what is the way that you can reach out to them? So the reaching out part is something that can be controlled by digital marketing if and when right amount of research and planning goes into it. Having said that, guys, let us move ahead and talk about something else. So why do we need digital marketing? Now this is something that I had been itching to talk about, but before that, let me see if there are any questions that need answering, guys. So if there are any questions, feel free to put those questions in the chat box, guys. I would be more than happy to take it, because this has to be an interactive session. I would really appreciate you people constantly asking questions and me sharing my knowledge and you people replying on top of that. So that is how it is more fun to do these sessions. The fact that we all are locked up in our homes, I'm sure that none of you or not many of you had a chance to actually go out and sit in an actual class. So let us try and make this virtual class as interactive as possible, and let us see whether this e-learning platform or this e-learning approach to taking these sessions suits you people or not. So let me see if there are any questions. Okay, Srinivasulu says, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. What you said was, remembering the case of Snapdeal on Amir Khan's speech affects the sales of Snapdeal till now, sir. So great. So that is what I mentioned about Salman Khan, and I assume you are referring to that fact. True, it is so true. I mean, no matter what happens, I mean, if there is a popular personality that says one single thing that could impact your business or whatever is happening around in a very great or in very bad manner as well. So that depends upon how it is taken up by people. We'll discuss this part in detail. Do not worry about that. As in, when you talk about these celebs or when you talk about PR in particular, that is public relations, we'll discuss these things as in how can these things impact the world that is around, right? So do not worry about it. We'll get to that point in social media marketing and in PR. So we'll discuss these pointers little more. Sir, I'm from Pakistan. Thanks for the lecture. Is there any difference between social media marketing and digital marketing? See, social media marketing is, you can think of it as a part of digital marketing. We'll discuss these things. Do not worry. As we move further, we'll discuss these things. So let the questions keep coming, guys. As the moderator from Great Learning says, we appreciate your questions. Once they're here, we'll try and answer them as many as possible. Having said that, I'm sure that once we discuss more pointers, you'll be having more questions. So that is something that we can expect. Okay. And guys, as I've mentioned, we would be taking a look at some key practices at the end of the session, or at the close to the end of the session. So stay tuned, do not log off, because there's something nice for you people to learn at the end as well. So I would be giving you some demonstrations to you people as in what all happens in digital marketing and content marketing. So stay tuned for that. So why digital marketing, right guys? So to understand this thing, we need to understand the before and after approach, right? I mean, what was the situation back then and what it is now, right? I gave some slight examples, but what do you think, what has changed? I mean, why digital marketing? I need to know your thoughts on this as well, right? So meanwhile, let your answers keep coming on this as well. What do you think has changed? And meanwhile, I'll also continue talking as to before digital marketing and now what is the situation, right? So guys, to talk about before digital marketing, I do not need to read a lot of theses. I do not need to go back a lot. To be very frank, I have been lucky enough to be born in such times where I have seen days where a lot of these new technologies, inventions were not there. And I've also been lucky enough to be a part of it, to see these things evolve with time, right? So to understand the situation before digital marketing came into picture, I'm not just going to talk about digital marketing, but I'm going to talk about some online platforms as well, as in how these things have transformed our lives. So stay tuned. I do not see any answers, guys. I said that if you have any thoughts as in what do you think has changed, do let me know about that as well, okay? So I would really appreciate your answers on that point. Okay, so guys, when you talk about before digital marketing situation, right? So what happened? I mean, what has changed? So to remember, if I go back to like somewhere around 2008, 2010, so the best way to reach out to people, right, to communicate ideas was through the online platforms that we have, right? Not the online platform, sorry, the television that we had. So television ads, they used to impact people in a great way. Having great sales executives in shops who could sell products to people, right? So this was the approach. I mean, and it worked. I mean, that has something that has been there and has worked for like 200 years. And these people who have our own shops, small shops, still do fairly well, right? But the thing is, see, when you talk about doing business, as a business owner, you would always want to expand, do bigger things, right? So when you talk about television, not everybody could just go ahead and have a television ad, right? You had to pay a lot of money to people. So, and you had to associate with good brands, as we just mentioned about Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, right? There are quite a few other brand values as well. So back then it was like just go ahead and throw ads on TVs, let people watch it. And on TV, you know that in India, Maggi is one of the best noodles that people want to consume. When Amir Khan used to have that Coca-Cola thing, we used to be very amazed and we would want to go ahead and do that thing. Or we used to watch Akshay Kumar and Salman Khan doing all those thumbs up ads and probably would feel that, okay, that drinking that drink is very cool, right? So back then marketing worked like this, but then there were limited media to reach out to people, right? Televisions, as I mentioned, or we could have a very good salesman. We knew that if we visit this particular shop, for sure this person is going to sell us a thing, or he's going to convince us that this is the best product, right? So these were the approaches that people took to businesses back then. But as I've seen with time, I mean, if you go back to like 2008, 9, I believe that is when Android phones came into a picture to a very good extent, right? We had Samsung and Nokia especially doing very great back then, and then Samsung took it over with all these Android things coming in, right? So then people started realize they could send messages through WhatsApp, and it became a revolution again, right? I mean, sharing pictures and stuff like that, and people realized that internet had a lot more potential. So instead of having plans that charged you more for free calling, people started charging you more for internet, because they realized that people had started using internet a lot already, right? And this is where I think the whole game changed, right? When you talk about mobile phones in particular, then you had apps, right? Google Maps could show you where to go, how to go, right? If you go back to like 2007 when I was in school, or around 2009 when I was in like my junior college, back then I had to struggle a lot to travel to new places. Why? Because I had my vehicle and I could not figure out where those places were, right? And I did not know what hotels existed in the city. I was based in Pune back then. It's a city in Maharashtra, India. So to do that, what I had to do was actually ask people, where can I go have lunch and stuff like that? Where can I go and have good dinner, right? Where can I take my friends out for dinner? So the medium were limited, right? But then with Android we had these apps, right? Google Maps could take you anywhere, just put the location and it would guide you there. Then slowly we started having applications like Zomato. In India, Zomato is a food delivery app basically, so you can search for restaurants and what are the restaurants near you, what do they serve and stuff like that. So my reach increased there, right? I could now figure out more places. Same happened with online shopping. Back then I felt online shopping wasn't safe because it was new to us, but then slowly I started realizing people buy so many stuff online and you can do that. And now I barely go out to buy some stuff outside, right? I just order these things and these things come to my place. And guys, a major reason behind this is the advent of internet, Android applications and presence of these platforms online. And one of the reasons again behind these is digital marketing, guys. So I believe you have seen the transition, right? Now you have to eat Chinese. What do? You look for a favorite food app that is you have installed on your system. Just type the name of the food that you want to eat and you'll get hundreds of options. That is also marketing, guys. That is digital marketing. That is a way of leveraging digital platforms to reach out to you people. So if I start giving examples, guys, the possibility is literally endless. I mean, we can go on and try and understanding as in how digital marketing has changed this world. And when you ask why, if you ask this question, why? The answer is very simple. One, it is easier for the marketers to reach out to people because the online traffic or online presence consumers has increased to a very great extent, right? And when you talk about people, for them as well, it is convenient to do things sitting at home. I mean, instead of standing in queues for paying electricity bills for like an hour and a half, paying those online, right? Within a minute you can do that. You can pay rent in a minute's time. So when you can do all these things online, why not buy everything online, right? So for you as well, it is convenient. You can sit at home, get things at a cheaper price and get it delivered on your desired timelines to anywhere across the globe, right? Or to anyone across the globe. So that is what digital marketing has done, and that is why it is so important when you talk about it from a consumer's perspective and from a digital marketer or a business perspective as well. From a business perspective, it is easy for you to sell goods, right? How long do you want to just survive on salespeople doing everything? You can actually leverage their work with digital marketing and give them more reasons to do more sales for you, right? So that is what digital marketing is, and that is what that is why basically digital marketing has come to the forefront these days. So guys, this was about why digital marketing. Before we understand how do you actually go ahead and do it, now there is no one single answer to do this. It totally depends upon the problem statement that you're trying to deal with. But before that, I would need a confirmation from you people, or I want to see whether there are any questions you guys have. If that, I'll take those, and if not, we can move ahead. Sir, is blogging important to digital marketing? Definitely it is very important. Digital marketing, we'll talk about that. Disadvantages of digital marketing, we'll discuss that as well. See, when you say disadvantages, see, to some extent you have to ensure that what you do through digital marketing reaches out to people. If you do not do it rightly, then you could be at a disadvantage because you would be spending money, time and resources into it, and you won't be getting the output that you think of. The main thing about digital marketing is the idea and how do you sell it. How do you market it to people? If you can do that, then the disadvantages get very less because it is an easy to do thing. It does not cost you a lot and you can reach out to more people. Okay, so I see quite a few people replying. There have been quite a few replies. Daniel says, sir, I'm Daniel from Nigeria. What certification would you suggest for a beginner apart from Google certification? I would not suggest any certifications to start with. Digital marketing is a very open platform. Do not, if you want to do certifications, do it for the learning sake. Do not do it just for getting a job sake. The reason I'm suggesting this is digital marketing is something that you can pick up on your own. Something that you can explore a lot. As I mentioned, the problem statements are different and the way you approach it could also be different. So there's no one fixed point solution for digital marketing. It is an approach, it is a thought process. You might have a great idea and you might figure out a great way to sell it out. That is what digital marketing is, using online platforms actually. Before digital marketing, people are dependent on flyers, advertisements, banners, brochures only, but since online becomes the new normal, digital marketing replaced that. Very true, Anchit, you are right. changes. Devashish says that user connectivity has changed with growth of internet, and that can help a business to select its customer, which wasn't earlier. Very true. Backpack Dreamer, what changed is it become so handy for anyone for anything? It's so approachable now than back before. Very true. That is what I mentioned, right? Life has changed a lot when you talk about it. If you go back like 10 years or like 15 years from now, right? So he's also doing digital marketing about this channel. Yes, it is one way of reaching out to you people. So basically it's more of a give and take kind of a relationship. Backpack Dreamer, we try to give you knowledge in time, or in return you probably give us the views, and you give us your love and attention, right? So it's more of a give and take kind of a relationship. Yes, this is a way of digital marketing if you want to consume it that way, right? How are food delivery apps using digital marketing exactly? We'll discuss that, Radhika, do not worry. SEO or digital marketing? SEO is a part of digital marketing. Which one is the best, SEO or digital marketing? As I've mentioned, it's a part of it. We'll talk about it soon. Give me 2 minutes and we'll get started with the types in which you can do digital marketing, right? Sir, is Ola app digital marketing? It is a digital platform. It also uses digital marketing to reach out to people. The mailers that you receive from Ola, right, saying that okay, probably you can use this coupon, the coupons that they throw to you people, the customer support that tries to reach out to you asking you whether everything is in place or not. All these are ways of reaching you out through digital media, and it is a way of making their brand more present to the users, their customer bases, and others who are not yet customers. Which digital marketing is in demand? See, there's no specific digital marketing that is in demand. It is what suits your need, right? If throwing out emails to people works for you, that is good for you. If you need to use YouTube to create videos and reach out to people, that is one way. You can write articles, WordPress, that is one way. You can use social media marketing platforms to reach out to people. So again, depends. What are you trying to do? Based on that, you can actually decide. So guys, I've answered most of the question. I believe only Radhika's question remains. There's a plane passing by. I live close to an airport, so there is noise occasionally. Let it pass and I'll start talking again. Is coding, programming needed for digital marketing? Yes, you can do technical marketing as well, technical digital marketing. HTML and something that helps you control these things. We'll talk about that, do not worry about it. And Radhika says that when you talk about these food apps, right, how do they do digital marketing? Basically, when you talk about these platforms, right, you are using this platform digitally. When you say you look for a restaurant, now when you talk about Bengaluru in particular, I live in Bengaluru. We have quite a few famous biryani places here. Meghna's biryani is very popular, right? Shanmukha is very popular here. So when I look for biryani, the app suggests popular biryani restaurants near me, right? So in a way, it is marketing those biryani places for those outlets. These outlets pay Zomato, Swiggy, or these food apps, right? Basically, there are plans which are offered to these food outlets, and they are told that if you actually go ahead and pay us this much amount, this is the presence, or this is how likely we are to suggest your hotel on Zomato to these many people this frequently. That is a way of digital marketing. I hope that answers your question. So there are a lot of things that are involved in it as well, but this is one example. Let's just move ahead and talk about how do we do it. I also want, as I mentioned, I want to show you a few things demonstratively. So for that, I need to finish these pointers as early as we can, and then we can talk about digital marketing from that perspective as well. So guys, let us go through these sliders first, and then probably I'll come back and take some of your other questions. Okay, so how do you do it, guys? Now this is a very generic thing that I've put forth. Once we get into the types, we would discuss these pointers a little more. Okay, so guys, first question is, how do you, when you say how do you do digital marketing, is the first question is that you ask is why, right? Why do you want to do this, right? Do you are you trying to create an image for yourself? Are you trying to convey a message to people? Are you trying to reach out to them socially? Are you trying to sell out a product, right? So for all these things, the approach could be different. Let's say that the reason I want to do digital marketing is because I want to acquire more people on my YouTube channel. So that answers my question, why I want more subscribers to my YouTube channel. So in that case, I would try and approach that problem from that perspective. first thing I would try and figure out now is for whom or what. Now when I say for whom or for what, I need to figure out what is the audience that I want to target. Now this is just an example, do not take it thoroughly. Let's talk about Great Learning. Since this session is happening for them, let's talk about them. Now our audience is basically learners, right? So when you try to release or have a particular session, what you decide is what is the audience that you're trying to target, right? So who are the people that you would want to reach out to? Would you want to send them email telling that we are having a session for you people? Are you trying to have a certification course session where you want to tell them, okay, through the mail you want to tell them, right, people, we are having this session for you people, if you're interested you can join, or we are having this free session for you people on YouTube, you can stream it here, right? So the question is, to whom are you trying to target? What is your targeted audience? That is the question that you ask next. So now I've defined why do I want to do this, or who do I want to do this for. The next question is, what are the platforms that I can use? Now let's assume that I want to stream a video. Maybe I can use YouTube, I can use a streaming software using which I can stream and reach out to you people like I'm doing right now, right? I can actually go ahead and have, let's assume that I want to have an internal meeting with my fellow office mates. I can have a Zoom link or a Google Hangout meet with them, right? So the thing is, what platform are you trying to reach out to people? Are you trying to pay some advertisers to get these users in? Are you trying to use your existing subscriber base, customer base to reach out to these people, right? So depending on that, your strategies would also depend. How much money do you plan to invest? How much money do you want to invest in these processes, right? So that is one thing. So guys, when you talk about digital marketing, there is a lot of thought process that goes in, and there are a lot of things that happen. Let us just go ahead and talk about what are the types of digital marketing that are there in the market. But before that, let me just give you a general use case for like a minute or two, and then we can jump into the demo part. Okay, not the demo part, the types of digital marketing part. So guys, do you remember this? Does anyone remember this? For people who are in India, they can relate to it very quickly. For people who are from across the globe, do not worry, this is not something that you have to put in a lot of thought process into it. You do not spend a lot of time doing into or thinking about this. I would be answering your questions. So guys, do you know what this is? Do you remember this image, this poster? Can you tell me what this is? So as I've mentioned, my streaming would be like few seconds slower. Just tell me what this image is about, if you can quickly. Somebody's asked what is social media marketing. Do not worry, Mahendra Mishra, I would be answering your question. Meanwhile, just tell me if you remember this image, people. If not, I would just go ahead. We can discuss this. Yeah, Abhinav Mahajan says it is an SRK movie. How many SRK fans here? Do let me know about that as well, guys. So it is a movie by Shah Rukh Khan. People are answering the question. Srinivasalu and Nadeem Sheikh says it's a movie. That's true. So the reason you see this movie on the screen, Nadeem and everyone else who's around watching this session, see, Ravan is one of those movies that was hyped up a lot. Like a lot. I mean, I remember I was probably in my final years of my engineering or somewhere around that, and this poster came in. I mean, Shah Rukh Khan was the eye candy, and he still is, but back then he was like that picture perfect person who would everybody wait for his movies to launch, and right. And when we realized that Shah Rukh Khan was doing the superhero movies, it in itself it had created so much hype. But what happened was, no sooner did this movie realized, it tanked. It literally tanked on the first or the second day when it was released, right? I mean, people realized that that movie wasn't that good. There were many reasons that that movie did not work out, but probably it wasn't one of the best. A movie that shouldn't have done great on box office. But if I were to tell you the numbers this movie did, so probably this movie was marketed, or basically the money that was invested in this movie in total was somewhere around 1.2 to 1.3 crores. Sorry, 120 to 130 crores Indian rupees. And by the time this movie completed, or this went out of box, this movie had earned already somewhere around 210 crores. So there was still a profit of more than 30 to 40% that this movie earned. But if you talk about the box office, this movie had tanked or this movie did not have great reviews. Now the reason this movie did so well was the way it was marketed. It was marketed everywhere, whether you talk about online platforms, Shah Rukh Khan toys, whether you talk about uh, releasing songs, albums, having famous personalities coming and doing cameos, and those being released right before the movie was released. It created so much hype for this movie. Yes, this is not a very great example, but it shows you what marketing for a particular product and using digital marketing can do for you. And there was a lot of digital marketing that happened for this product or this particular movie as well. So this is one example of marketing. There are other ways in which you can do marketing in general. Now this example that you see, I won't say it is more of an example of marketing, but this is a concept that probably makes me think, right? May not be the greatest of marketing ideas, but Tom's is a shoes company. It is not an Indian company, it is a foreign based company. And what you see on the screen is 1 for 1, right? So when you say 1 for 1, basically when you talk about Tom's, what they do is they sell shoes. So they had come up with an initiative. It was somewhere around 2006 if I'm not wrong, and what they did was they said that you buy one, we donate one. So if you buy a shoes from us, we donate one. And they created this social cause into a form of an appeal to people that impressed people so much that there was a great increase in their sales. So this was a marketing concept. Again, I'm not saying this is a digital example of it, but when you talk about digital marketing, it is an idea and you figure out a way to sell it in a good manner. So these are some common use cases, guys. Some two that I could actually relate to, they kind of take me back to my childhood or to my younger days than what I'm right now. So I could relate more to them and I probably use these examples. Let us go ahead and understand different types of digital marketing now. Let me see if there is anything else that I need to look into. Randolph DeMelo says 150 to be precise. I assume that is the profit you're talking about or the amount that was invested. Maybe I could be wrong. I just had a normal check. I wanted some numbers. So if that is precise, Randolph, thank you very much for the correction or the update. Okay. Akash Desai says I am AIYY. Okay, I do not follow that. I might have missed out on the jargon that you're using, but I appreciate whatever you're saying. Okay, having said that, guys, let us quickly go ahead and see what are the types of digital marketing that are there in the market. So guys, we have content marketing, something that you people have been itching to ask about, right? When you talk about content marketing, there is SEO, SEM that is associated with it. Social media marketing again is a part of digital marketing. These are interlinked. You have your automated marketing. This is where you automate your mundane tasks. Then you have your affiliate marketing as well, something that we'll discuss. Do not worry what it is. Public relations, and you have pay-per-click. Pay-per-click is something that probably falls under your affiliate marketing as well, and to some extent SEM as well. So it's probably a subtype of that, but we'll discuss that as well. Nevertheless, not worry. So these are some common pointers. So a lot of questions were thrown in that said that, okay, when you talk about digital marketing, what is social media marketing? What is content marketing? What is SEO? Are they a part of digital marketing and stuff like that? So guys, digital marketing is an umbrella under which all these pointers fall, right? So let us try and understand some of this. Probably some of your myths, some of your questions would be answered there and there, right? Let's go ahead and understand these things. So guys, first thing that we understand, or we want to try and understand, or we can try and understand here is rather content marketing. So when you talk about content marketing, guys, this is a way in which you try and sell your content, right? So in general, content market or content can be sold offline as well, right? Somebody mentioned the fact that when you talk about pre-digital marketing era, we used to have banners and stuff like that. Those old movie posters that we could see on theaters, right? Or in theaters. That is a way of content marketing, but that was physical content marketing. Nowadays, we have digitized content marketing. So let's try and understand content marketing a little. So guys, when you talk about content marketing in particular, or if you talk about it from the digital perspective that we have, so content marketing is nothing but an approach of creating informative and consumable, edible content rather for the audience that would actually want to consume it, right? Or in a way, having content created in such a manner that would make people interested in actually going ahead and uh, looking into the products or ideas that you're trying to sell. I would give you some relevant examples, do not worry about that. But as they always say, guys, content is king, and this is very true. I mean, content has such great power to influence people, influence ideas, right? It can be in the form of videos, written, audio. It can be a tweet, a song that you've sung, right? So content marketing can be anything, right? So when you talk about content marketing, the first thing that people think of is the written, that is blog thing that they see. Content is something people associate with the writing part, but it also to a very great extent is something that relates videos and audio as well, right? If you talk about YouTube, I mean, how much time do we all spend browsing these days on or streaming videos on YouTube these days, right? It is immense. And then there are so many people out there. Now, again, since I'm based in India, I can give more relevant examples to Indian YouTube subscribers or channel owners, basically. It's not that I have any offense against other channels. I will talk about those as well. Do not worry. But when you talk about in India in particular, I mean, there are channels, right? The Scary Minati, AIB does all those things online. Then Ashish Chanchlani, Bhuvan Bam is very popular these days. What do these people do? They create content that people might be interested in, right? And few of the things that people had done in this domain was so new and so unique for people that people started realizing that you can consume content here and here. And that is how basically they started giving content to people. If you talk about some other channels, I mean, you talk about TED Talks, what it is basically they stream content for you online. Whether you talk about Scoop Whoop, it is another channel that is there. And then there are quite a few others. I mean, I do not want to name few ones. There are many channels out there. These channels, what they do is they just create content, videos, and give it to you, and you consume it. And there's a lot of marketing that happens here. What you see when these YouTubers, they talk, they also mention about popular products that they use or something that they would want you to use, right? It is a way of creating their own content and then marketing somebody else's product, right? Same happens with your articles as well. Google gives you suggestions when you search for a particular word, right? Say for example, you are looking for, let's assume, take an example. How do I start water purification business? Google will give me some articles that are written, some basic advertisements or some videos that concern my need, right? So when you talk about the articles, the advertisements that are there in the written form, this is your written content that you're optimizing. We'll talk about SEO there, where we'll discuss these things a little more, but this is where you're putting forth your content in a way, right? And when you put forth this content there, what happens is basically Google, and when you optimize it using SEO, Google knows that, okay, this is something that people are looking for. And when I search for water purifier, it understands that there are articles and it throws in those articles for me. Now, with the help of these articles, these videos, I can sell a concept. Probably, as I mentioned, at Great Learning, learners are our biggest assets. So by actually going ahead and giving them what they want, we are having potential people who would want to do things, have courses with Great Learning. Similarly, if you talk about something like Bisleri writing articles about Bisleri or Kinley writing articles about water purification and stuff like that, water sources and stuff like that, that is a way of marketing their products through the content. Now, when you create this content, guys, the thing that is very important here is how do you make it stand out? How visible it is, how catchy it is, and how engaging it is. If you can target these ideas, trust me, you are going to attract a lot of traffic. So guys, I have been talking for a while. I do not see questions coming. I do not see any responses coming. Please let me know if there are any things that you people want to ask or talk about. Let us continue with the discussion as we are doing it. So guys, this is what content marketing is in a nutshell. I'll walk you through how SEO and stuff works when you talk about this content, but we'll do that as we move further. Tweet and song, this is something that we'll talk about in the social media marketing part. So let's come to the SEO part, guys. Now, when you talk about SEO, SEO is nothing but your search engine optimization, and then you have the marketing part as well, that is followed by the slash that you see ahead. So guys, what this means is, I just mentioned the fact that you write articles, you create videos on YouTube. So what is SEO? So when you say SEO, in SEO, what you basically do, guys, is you optimize the search results, or you optimize your content in such a way that searchers might find that page or that video on the platform that they are looking for. Now Google, YouTube, they have their own algorithms, something that keep changing, and we do not know what these algorithms are. So you cannot be 100% sure that okay, this is what is the outcome of the actions that you're doing, but there are some standard practices that are being followed. And the reason we do not know these algorithms is, let's assume YouTube told you that if you do this, your video will rank. Don't you think hundreds and crores and thousands of people will go ahead and just do the same thing, and then they'll have a problem as in who do we rank, right? So that is why these algorithms are never constant, but there are certain set of guidelines that help you do well. And then there are other hidden factors as well that help you. So when you talk about digital marketing and SEO, again, this is a very big branch, but let me summarize few important or key pointers for you. And when we get into the demo part, something that we'll do in like next 5 to 7 minutes, this session will stretch a little, guys. We'll go till 1 hour 10 minutes, so that is 1 p.m. 10 minutes in India. So stay tuned, because I want to show you a few things. So yeah, when you talk about SEO, see, when I say I want my article to be searched, right? So what I do is basically here the idea is to use right keywords, right taglines, right kind of images that Google would find it relevant, or YouTube would find it relevant to show to the users when they search for that particular keyword or that tag, right? Let's assume I search for pure water. So the content that is there online, if there are people who are creating content that is optimized or having the right amount of keywords and images and the written part, or the video that I'm talking about, if it talks about it and it has right tags in it, that is when YouTube or Google might suggest my article to people, right? The other thing that I can do is, I know that this is one of the most searched for keywords, I create content on it, but there are good content on a particular channel or on these platforms. How do I make my article or video rank on top of that? One way is, one reason could be that since there is so much good content, your thing has gone down and it is not visible. Maybe I can run ads on top of it, right? And when you run ads on top of it, it comes at the top of the page in the search tab. So this is where there's a possibility that people might click on it, and when you click on it, the person who had thrown in an ad pays to Google or the platform where they're throwing in that ad, right? So that is how SEO and SEM works. We'll understand this, do not worry. Let us go ahead and understand social media marketing. So guys, I mentioned about the fact that tweet, right? Social media marketing is leveraging social media platforms. It can be Facebook, Instagram. Instagram came in twice here in the presentation. I'm sorry for that. So my aim to put there was Twitter basically. So but it happens when you make these mistakes, it's understandable. So guys, when you talk about these popular platforms that you see on the screen, right? Using these platforms to convey your ideas to people. Maybe there are Facebook groups where I probably create content and I feel that it is worth sharing, would help people to learn, so I share it there. People know about my thing and my article that I've written, and they might visit my WordPress account, start following me, right? When you talk about Twitter, now there was this scam that happened in India, Cobra Post or something, I do not remember the name. So they did this sting operation where they reached out to some popular celebrities in Bollywood, asking them if they would market the political parties, and they were ready to say anything if they were paid in crores and lakhs in Indian rupees, right? So basically this is a way of social media marketing as well. So these popular personalities would say that I would actually go ahead and talk about this brand to improve its image and stuff like that. You just pay me for that. Or in simple words, probably there is a channel that derives a lot of traffic, and I say you throw in my ad through your social media platforms, and again this is a way of social media marketing. So using these platforms to leverage or improve the brand value of your product, your idea, is nothing but social media marketing. Okay, so guys, let us go ahead and understand affiliate and automated marketing. I'll finish a couple of topics, guys. We are not left with a lot of topics. I'll finish those. I'll take your questions and we'll get into the demo part as well. Okay. So affiliate and automated marketing, guys. I'm going to finish this little quickly. Let us not spend too much time here because I know you all have been waiting for a very long time to get into the demo part. So let's quickly talk about these pointers. So guys, when you talk about automated marketing, Now this is a way of automating few things, right? Let's assume you want to share something in a particular social media platform. Now there are tools online that let you share these things in bulks, in groups, so your mundane activity gets reduced. Let's assume you want to share a few things in Facebook groups. Let's assume you want to throw it in like 50 groups. There are automated tools that let you do that. You can schedule your emails in such a way that all your subscribers who are under that subscription container of yours will receive the email that you want to throw to them. So when you talk about automated marketing, it is automating the process of marketing or reaching out people. So there are various tools that let you do this, but let's not spend too much time on this. Let's talk about affiliate marketing a little more. This is something that probably might interest you. So guys, this is a way of having passive income. You can see Pat Flynn. I won't tell you who this person is. Just go ahead and look for him. He defines affiliate marketing in terms what is seen on the screen. It is the process of earning a commission by promoting other people's or companies' products. You find a product you like, you promote it to others, earn a piece of the profit from each sale that you make. So basically guys, it is in very simple terms. Let's assume some popular people. Neil Patel is somebody who is very active when you talk about digital marketing, right? So he himself says that he earns a lot of money using affiliate marketing. So since he has so much presence online, when he throws in, or if there's a particular ad that is there on his channel, right, or if he endorses a particular brand, there is a high possibility that people will click on whatever is showing. And when people click, there's a possibility that this person is getting converted into a probable customer. Now there's a process of conversion guys. When you talk about it, there's a funnel where probably some people come in, they take a look at your idea, some follow further, move to your website, then some follow further from there and click on the registration thing that you clicked in, and some actually consume or buy stuff that you're trying to sell to them. So there's this funnel, and let's assume the people start with 10 lakh, there's a possibility that only 1 lakh will buy at the end of the day. So when you talk about these funnels, based on these funnels too, these affiliate marketers are paid depending upon how many people came in and how many actually bought the product. Or to some extent, these people are also paid on the fact that you throw in a particular ad or you want them to sell a particular product. They just put that thing there and somebody clicks on it, and for each click these affiliate marketers get paid. So guys, this is a way of affiliate marketing which is called as passive income. So basically what you do is you have a channel that is doing very good for you. You just throw in an ad, and then when people click on it, you get paid for each click that these people click on, right? So this is a way of affiliate marketing. I hope I answer the question. Okay guys, so let us go ahead and talk about pay-per-click quickly. As I've mentioned, it is a part of SEM, digital marketing, and your affiliate marketing. Let's not spend a lot of time on it. So basically this is where what you do is on your search engine pages or the pages where you put forth your content, say for example your search engines, you throw in an ad. You pay these people saying that if you display my ad on the topmost position and if people click on it, I will pay you for that. So that is what pay-per-click is, or basically this approach is. Let us try and understand public relations. This is the final bit, and then we'll get into the we'll see what we can do with the demo part, okay? Or I'll also take your questions. So guys, when you talk about public relations, as the name suggests, it is about whitewashing your image. It may not always be about whitewashing your image. It is about promoting your image in better terms. Whitewashing is a wrong term. Apologize me for that. Yes, people do use public relations for whitewashing images, but public relations has a wider approach, wider reach. Basically, when you talk about public relations, it is about branding things. So to give you an example, when you talk about famous celebs, businessmen out there, they have public relations team or public relations individual. They have their own managers. The managers decide what should they say in public, right, when they go out. So let's assume that Coffee with Karan is an Indian show, a talk show where famous personalities come in. So to give you a general example, let's assume an ex personality comes in there. So he is doing a session, and probably he's concerning to an audience where probably there's a cause that is happening in Maharashtra, right? So that concerned person, when he comes to that show, probably someone like his PR agent might tell him that when you go to that show, you talk about people from Maharashtra, you talk about people who they are concerning, the particular audience, right? So how do you do that, right? you can tell, or you can say that probably I love these parts of Maharashtra, or you can say that probably I like this particular dish that is made in Maharashtra. So that is a way of getting attention of people. So when you talk about public relations, it is a way of telling people what you should say in public market, right? What you should say when you are in public places. So at times, yes, it can be scripted. At times, it can be as real as it is. It can be about damage control as well. Let's assume that something wrong happens. How do you improve the image of this particular person or individual or this brand? Do some social work. Do something that would actually help you improve your image. Do something that would negate what negative part you've done. So this is what PR agents, public relations avail you or achieve you to do. So this is a way of digital marketing. When you do it through digital marketing, this is a way of reaching out to people through a digital platform. So guys, public relations again is a very vast domain. I just put forth few pointers. My brother is a digital marketer. He tells me, not a digital marketer, sorry, he's a public, he's a PR, and he works for quite a few popular organizations in Mumbai. He consults a lot. So he shares his ideas, and there are a lot of things he tells me that these people do when you talk about branding. But since we are running a little short of time, probably some other time we'll discuss these things a little more. Having said that, let's move ahead, and probably this was the last slide. Let me take a few questions, and then let me show you how content marketing works a little using these online platforms. We'll talk about the ads and stuff, right? So let me see a couple of questions. Oh, sorry, Backpack Dreamer, probably you had asked this question back as well. The question was, how do I actually go ahead and use software for digital marketing? So see guys, when you actually search engine optimize things, right? So there is software involvement in it. Writing a content and stuffing it with right keywords is one way. Selecting what images to use, where to use those images could be one thing. Again, you use HTML scripts and stuff to throw in the buttons, click to actions and stuff like that. So this is where some technical know-how also helps. Again, technical SEO is also very deep, but you can change few SEO things using the technical acumen, especially when you talk about your HTML skills. These are basically related to web development things, right? So yes, you can use those and be involved in technical SEO as well. I hope that answers the question. Okay, I'll scroll up a little. I'll see what are the questions. SEM, I answered that question. How exactly can we get traffic using digital marketing for YouTube videos? I'll give you some basic pointers on these things. Now, there is no ardent household solution. There are quite a few videos online that say do this. There are quite a few articles that say do this and your videos will start ranking. There's no hard and fast solution, and even if you do that, it will not always work. But there are some key practices that we do. I'll talk about those. Do not worry about that. What is the difference between digital and content marketing? I've answered that. SEO is search engine optimization. SEM is search engine marketing. Devashish Parashari says, thank you, Abhinav. Okay, thanks, Abhinav. Any example of software? Answered that. Most of the people cannot trust digital marketing. Then how to overcome on this situation? See, sentiment analysis is something that people do. And even if you like market something online, you're right, there's a risk of doing something that you might not want, right? But it is equally evident when you go to a shop and buy something. Yes, you get to test few things and occasionally those work, but now online as well, there are so many options where everything gets tested. Your brands endorse those things as well, right? When you talk about Amazon, when you talk about Flipkart, these people give you assured guarantee that this product is as we write it here. So it serves that purpose as well. So you read it carefully and buy stuff, definitely you'll get guarantee. And then there's an approach where you can actually go ahead and check these things in person as well. Verify these things, and if you feel you buy it at a cheaper price online, do that, right? So again, everything requires you to test it. Let's assume that you go to a particular school or a college and then you pick up a course that is like 5 lakhs a year, that costs you 5 lakhs a year, and you pay for that, and then you say this is not very good for me. That could happen even if you do it offline, right? You go there, you visit them, they promise you things. So that is what, there's always a risk with marketing, where probably people will market you things that are not what you expect. But it is up to your end to ensure that you do a thorough research and buy these products. Once you do that, whether it's digital or offline, you'll reap the benefits. Sir, I don't get difference between digital marketing and content marketing. Can you explain the example? Can you explain it with an example again? Vishwa Pede, sure, I'll explain that with an example. Do not worry. We'll discuss that. Sir, can you answer my question? Says Srinivasulu, could you please repeat your question? I might have lost your question somewhere. Please repeat that. Please also teach us how to run campaign on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Ideographic, that Guru, that is about paid marketing, running campaigns and stuff. That is a very detailed thing. We do not have that much time. It is already 1:1. Let me give you a quick demo. This is something I promise you I'll come up with other sessions going ahead. Okay. Srinivasu, just throw in your question. As you said that I've missed out on a question, please throw that again. If I find it, I'll answer it. Okay. Having said that, let us just go ahead and how to start marketing using third party. So let's do one thing, guys. Let's get into the demo part. Probably I'll answer some of these questions. I'll re-look into it as well. We'll spend like 5 minutes understanding these things or some of your questions. So guys, I talked about SEO, right? You talked about content marketing and digital marketing, how they are different. As I mentioned, guys, content marketing is a part of digital marketing. You can do a lot more with digital marketing, right? It's not always that content marketing, digital marketing has to be content marketing. It can be in other forms as well, but mostly these go together. They are very closely related. When you talk about content marketing, your aim is to create appealing content, okay, and use digital marketing to make it reach to people. So that is why content marketing is a sub part of digital marketing. I hope that answers your question. So to give you another example, let's assume I write an article. I create a content that is very good and I'm sure that it's gonna do good. So I use digital marketing to market my content in a way. So that is what content marketing is. Let us try and see how SEO and things like that work. So guys, can you give me a quick keyword? Give me a quick keyword that you would want me to search for, and let's see what are the results that we get online. Guys, I will be waiting like 10 to 15 seconds because the stream takes long. Just give me a keyword that we can search for quickly. Meanwhile, I'll see if there is another question that we can answer. Yes, guys, I'm waiting. Please give me a quick question. How to use SEO? Okay, so this is the first keyword that I got. I'm typing that. Oh, sorry, I used how to SEO. So let's see how to use SEO. So guys, see, the reason I asked you for a search keyword is, see, I type whatever you asked me to. What do you see on the screen? You see the first three things are ad here, right? So Shaw Academy, SEMrush and Udemy, they want their articles to rank, or they want people to click on it first. So they have thrown in an ad. So if I click on this ad, Show Academy will have to pay for it. Show Academy, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna use your website, I'm not gonna read your content. I just wanted to show it to you, to these people. Sorry for costing you this click. Forgive me for that. Okay. So basically, when you talk about Shaw Academy, it has thrown in an ad, right? And guys, apart from that, you see there's an SEO that is being done here, right? How to SEO? Free online learning from home. Right? So basically they are trying to market these things. So it is more into SEO part, and this is what they are trying to search for. So if somebody search for how to use SEO, how to SEO, so they'll probably land up with these ads. Let's go down. See, as you can see, Google has thrown in some images as well. So Google might rank an image first as well, or a video as well. There could be a video here if it is worth it. So if Google feels that somebody has optimized a video on YouTube very well and that could be relevant, so Google can throw in that video in the suggestion here as well, right? Or if this image is probably Google feels is doing a better job for it, it is better optimized, it will throw in this image in the suggestion. And you can see the snippet here. What this is this is basically a way of marketing, or this is basically Ahrefs has actually gone ahead and written this content in such a way that Google was obliged, or basically made to show this in the snippet, as in, okay, this is what you're looking for, say this is the most relevant thing that you see. So people are more likely to click on it. How often do you visit the second and third page to click on anything? You don't, right? Unless and until you don't find what you're looking for. That is why making sure that your stuff ranks, your content ranks in first 5 to 10 articles or stuff is very important here. So this is where your SEO comes in, right? So probably you can see these are the things that are ranking. Beginner's Guide to SEO, probably this was one of the most appealing thing that people felt, and it started ranking. And then Google SEO tutorial for beginners, right? So guys, there are tools out there, something like Ahrefs is one of the popular tools in the market, right? I might have to log in here. Whoops, something went wrong. The session succeeded. See, this had to happen now. Forgive me guys. Unfortunately, I'm not been able to log into my Ahrefs. Maybe I can now. Let's see if I can. Yes, so guys, when you say, see, let's assume that I want to search a particular keyword here. This is a tool that lets me do that. What is the keyword that I want to search? SEO. So if I say this is the YouTube volume, if I say Google, it will give me, see, 1.2 million people search it every month. These are the people that could be a potential audience. What are the things that they search for? SEO, SEO speed test, small SEO tools. What is SEO? So these are the people searching for these kind of keywords, guys. Can you see it? Yes. And it also gives you information here saying that, okay, this keyword is super hard. So that means in order to make this video rank, what you'll have to do is you'll have to have somewhere around 1197 websites to backlink you. So what is a backlink? So there's a probability that there are 1,000 websites that are using my content, linking to my content, saying that visit this website, you could find this knowledge here. So this is a way of communicating with each other and ensuring that they get traffic from me and I get traffic from them. So for a keyword like SEO, the competition is very high. So if so many people backlink my video, then there's a good possibility of me ranking. What are the good in-house practices that I can do here? Let's open this article. So guys, you see there is a clear title that gives me what is the idea. Now what is SEO also has good volume. So I have used that as a heading here. Then I talk about it very briefly. I create a good agenda so people can directly migrate to a topic, right? So these are the things that you invest your time in. You invest right keyword at right places. See, using a valuable quote, using proper keywords in this quote could also help me rank my video, my article. Similarly, I can use relevant tables to give information, use relevant images that are tagged with my brand value. Probably that can help rank my article as well. So guys, there's a lot of research that happens in it. Since we do not have a lot of time, these are the things that you can do. What you do is you look for a relevant keyword for the product that you're trying to market, frame it into a good sentence, good tagline, just as these people have done right here. They've used SEO and SEO tutorial very sensibly. So use keywords like these. As you can see, Neil Patel, he has used his own name here. That since he is a popular brand, by adding Neil Patel, people might want to click on it, because people, if they've seen his article and they've liked it, they would think that, okay, Neil Patel creates good content, why not like his or open his video? So by using his name also, he's marketing himself, right? So this is how you market your content. Same is for YouTube, guys. What you do is, please quickly give me a keyword for YouTube as well, guys. We'll do some research on YouTube as well if you can, right? Give me a keyword for YouTube quickly. Ahrefs is a paid tool. Can you suggest some open source tools? So guys, there are a lot of tools. I would want you to research a little. Ubersuggest is one that gives you limited amount of searches every day, which are free of cost. Look for other free tools online. You'll find some other tools as well. So guys, as I mentioned, please give me a quick keyword that I can search on my YouTube. Meanwhile, I'll just open my YouTube. I'm gonna do this in incognito, guys. When you do it in incognito, you get relevant searches. Otherwise, what happens is Google might or YouTube might suggest the videos that you searched prior. I mean, depending upon your search history, it might use collaborative filtering and search videos that you have liked. But when I open it in incognito, the search is very fresh. It treats it as a fresh tab. Okay, smartphone is a keyword. So let's see if we type smartphone, what do we get? So I search for smartphone. Okay guys, please excuse me for a minute. Yeah, Chirag in session. 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 Yeah, hello people. Sorry for the disturbance. I apologize for the inconvenience. I normally refrain from communicating with people while I'm taking session, but this was something important that had to come. So forgive me for that. Continuing with the discussion that we were having, people. Let's see if there are any other keywords, but probably you've searched a keyword already, right? So when you say smartphones, when I search for smartphones, see, you see these keywords that you see on the screen, right? In this keyword, what you see is top 5 best mobiles. So probably this person has optimized this video in such a manner that I see it in the suggestion of smartphones. So probably he has optimized his video. Now when you talk about videos, you get an option of stuffing in keyword, right? Tags. So if you tag in relevant keywords and use catchy taglines, so he's used June 2020, that means it is very relevant to people, right? Newest. So that is the reason based on which people might click. So these are the reasons, guys, why your videos, your content can rank if you practice these things, right? Understand what keywords to use, what type of search that you have to do and stuff like that. So guys, this was about content marketing. This was about digital marketing. I gave you a couple of examples. I apologize for the fact that I have to end this session. I wish I could talk a little longer, but we've already run out of time and we have some time constraints for which we have to take these sessions. Do let me know how you felt this video was. If you like this video, ensure you like it on a YouTube channel. If you felt this video was nice, let us know in the comment section as well. And guys, also do let us know what are the sessions that you would want us to come or create in near future, right? So we create sessions on those. Great Learning creates or has new sessions every day. We have like 2 to 3 sessions happening every day. Do register for Great Learning Academy. That is where we post in our sessions. So you can register there, and these sessions are made live on YouTube. So you can stay tuned to our YouTube channel and have these sessions happening for you every day, right? So make sure you use this time in lockdown period to upskill. For that, you can also have or reach out to the courses that are there on Great Learning Academy and upskill when you're learning, right? You can pick up certain skills there. Try out the free courses that are there. They're like 80 plus free courses. So make sure you take those courses, get certifications once you complete those courses free of cost for now. Okay. There's also Great Learning app where you can stream these courses free of cost. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this session. Do let me know how you felt this session was. And do let us know what kind of sessions do you want us to have in near future. As far as this session goes, guys, I would be resting it here. Thank you, bye bye, and thank you for being a wonderful audience.